The Balkans is one of the most active routes for migrants looking to enter Europe for a better life. The latest data suggests almost 100,000 irregular crossings were detected in the region last year. The Drina River, a natural border between Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia and Montenegro, is often used as a crossing point. However, in the cities along Drina's section, there are gravestones marking the final resting place of dozens of people who drowned in recent years. Their bodies are retrieved from the river, often decomposed and unidentified. Yasemin Colakoglu has more.
For migrants, entering southeast Bosnia is no easy task. Difficult terrain, walking through the night, and dense forests are just some of the obstacles. Then comes the Drina River, a natural border Bosnia shares with Serbia and Montenegro. The migrants take chances to swim across. But some never make it to the other side. More than 40 have lost their lives since 2017. They set out from the Middle East, Africa and South Asia to reach Europe. Now, their hope for a better and safer life is reduced to an anonymous grave. Vidak Simic, a forensic pathologist, is working to reunite the bodies with their families. He keeps the bone samples much longer than the law allows.
Ja neke informacije ne bih smio da dajem. Međutim, smatram da svako tijelo, svaka duša treba da nađe put do svoje kuće, do svoje domovine, do svog grada, sela ili gdje već. I dajem informacije.
For Simic, this is an act of humanity that pays off in the end.
I mnogo mi je bilo značajno kad mi je poslao slike groblja, mezarja gdje su ti momci sahranjeni. Osjećao sam se onako baš lijepo. Evo, dvije osobe, dvije ličnosti su našle svoj put kući.
Municipal officials help with the funerals.
Ja se iskreno nadam, ne zato što je to opterećenje za nas, ali da će doći trenutak kada će sve porodice na kraju moći da preuzmu tijela svojih najmilijih i da ih odvedu u svoju zemlju i da počivaju, što bi rekli, na svojoj rodnoj grudi.
What starts out as a journey to a better future becomes for some a long way home. Yasemin Colakoglu, Across the Balkans.
Let's cross now to Bihać in Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's a city close to Croatia-Bosnia and Herzegovina border. Zlatan Kovačević is there. He is the founder of SOS Bihać. That's a charity that is helping migrants on the Balkan route. Zlatan, great to have you with us on Across the Balkans. Amazing work that you and your charity have been working in the past couple of months and years. So thanks so much for being with us. Now, how often did your organization come across cases in which migrants lost their lives during their attempts to cross the border?
Yes, we have an emergency number and people should call us when they bad wounded, but sometimes they call us when somebody dying. It's not every day, but it's happened. And it's not happened in city on road, it's happened in hills. Sometimes happens, yes.
How difficult is the process of identification of these bodies, and why is it so difficult to find their names?
Sometimes it's all regular, or state service help us. People have cousins or friends and have his IDs, and some of family call us from another countries to help, and it is regular. But sometimes people don't have a regular name. They by check-in in refugee camp, they say his nickname or fake names. And when we search missing people with his real name, we can find it. Then we have bodies without names. Yes.
And where are these bodies buried? What happens then if you can't identify them?
Yes, our state service with mayor hospital with our town arranged in town graveyard. Yes, we have town graveyard for people without names.
So there is no solution for this issue. You just kept waiting for someone to possibly call on or try to find these people.
Yes, it's very heavy story. Sometimes people from, example, Pakistan call us and first problem is cost. They search first money to transport. We arrange all, but when you don't have name, it's very heavy.
Exactly, I can imagine. Zlatan, what's the current situation in the camps in the area where you are?
Yes, before we have refugee crisis because state was not major player in that game. We call that game, but game between life and death. Now state have direction, and now it's okay. It's under control. We have in Bihać 2 camps, refugee camps. All is under control, but how much power we have when we become new wave of refugee, I don't know. It's big politic between Euro politic and another country politic. Last all year we have human rights on border. Last some months I don't see it. I see same situation like before some years. We see bad wounded people. I don't know. We will see it in next days, in next months.
Are you expecting a rise in numbers as the summer is approaching and harsh Balkan winters are behind us?
That winter was okay, and we don't have winter problems with refugee. It was not snow and cold temperature. But now we expected new wave from Serbian. It is no border between Bosnian and Serbian, and no one control it. Refugee can commit how they wish, and that is our problem. We don't have control. We can't calculate.
You can't prepare. You can't prepare for a possible next wave. You don't even know when it's coming. Actually,
we have a lot of luck, but sometimes luck will go. All organizations who have contact with refugee have some budgets, and they become new budget when come new crisis. Without new crisis, it's no money there. Without money, you can't prepare. It's simple. All that politic and contact with refugee go about money.
Right. And tell me, where are these people mostly coming from in the past couple of months? From which countries are they arriving, and what are their stories? What are they looking for?
Last year was all Africa here, but the last months 80% of refugees are from Syria. Stories are different, but every story is very bad. They try 10, 20, 30 times to reach the Europe. They see violence, they lose his contacts, his family, his friends. We have a lot of refugees with psychical problem. That is my worst problem now.
So how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? Do you have any kind of help from the officials in these type of cases? Do you have professionals coming in to help you?
We don't have enough support. We have some organization who take care about us. We are only one who give medical aid and first medical transport to refugee. Our town have 55,000 citizens and just 1-2 ambulance. Mathematically, when you calculate, you can't help everywhere. That's the reason that organization have 3 ambulance and Our first problem is that our doctors and our medics go to Europe to work because they can't enough become money in Bihać. That's the reason we training civilists to can give first aid or medical help. But we are there, and what should we do? We fight, we help.
Zlatan, thank you so much for being our guest. As I said, what an amazing work you have been doing, you and your colleagues. We'll keep an eye on the situation there and hopefully chat with you again with some better news, possibly. Thank you. Migrant pushbacks have long been reported across the Balkan route, especially along the Croatia-Bosnia and Herzegovina border. We spoke with Barbara Matejcic, an award-winning journalist and the researcher of migration and human rights, and asked her if anything has changed after the reports.
Pushbacks have long been standard operating procedure for Croatia border police, not only for Croatian border police, but it is widespread on the internal and external borders of European Union. It's not that easy to cross the borders between Bosnia and Croatia, so maybe that's why there is a small degrees of the people. But still, the warm period of the year is still it's just begun. So I would expect like more people coming in next month. The EU is very well aware of all violations of human rights on their external but also internal borders. So the Croatia is not an exception, although Croatian police is known to be the most brutal according to migrants, but also the Greek police and Bulgarian police also, and Serbian police. So I think that EU should finally start to respect their own laws according to the laws about human rights. But I think that EU, the situation with migrants and with the pushbacks and with human rights conditions which are in awful state there, is in interest of EU because it keeps people out from European Union.
In Serbia, archaeologists have discovered the site of an ancient Roman arch, which dates back to the 3rd century. Excavations in the town of Kostolac, which was a vibrant hub of ancient Roman civilization in the region, have brought hope that this discovery will shed light on how important the region was for the Roman Empire. Ada Mamunu has more.
You might have thought a Serbian coal mine would be the last place to find an ancient Roman monument. Well, think again. Archaeologists discovered parts of a triumphal arch in the town of Kostolac, which the Romans called Viminacium. While there are a few arches scattered across southeastern Europe, this pillar is the first clue that one existed here, dating back to the 3rd century.
Kletovo Viminacium je obogaćen i sa jednom triumfalnom kapijom. Dakle, sa jednim objektom koji baš tako nije čest, pogotovo ne u ovom jugoistočnom delu Evrope, jel? Ima ih, bilo je u Rimu, nekih čak 20-ak, možda i više. Ima i u okolini, eto najbliže u Solunu, ali eto ovde na ovim prostorima to je prva triumfalna kapija.
Triumphal arches were built throughout the Roman Empire to honor a person or an event. And while it's not clear what or who this one celebrated, archaeologists here have a pretty good idea of what it could have looked like.
Nadamo se u stvari da ćemo naći još delova i od triumfalne kapije koja je srušena. Dakle, mi smo našli jedan lepi obrađeni stub, postamente stubova arhitralne grede, ali volili bi da nađemo još delova natpisa koji je stajao na kapiji, još delova stubova, dakle kapitela i te stvari. Mi se nadamo da oni nisu svi odneti i da su ostali tu.
That quest could be made easier by the fact Viminacium was a thriving cultural and military hub, when modern-day Serbia was part of the Roman Empire for about 800 years, dating back to the 1st century BC.
Ono što mi u ovom trenutku ovde vidimo su neke te glavne faze naseljavanja, gde lepo vidimo objekte iz perioda 2. veka, kada je ovo bio jedan luksuzni deo grada i početkom 3. veka kada je izgrađena kapija. Na osnovu čega to znamo, mi saznajemo kakvi su bili zapravo ukusi i navike stanovništva u ovom delu grada, pa tako imamo keramiku koja je uvezena, imamo amfore sa Rodosa u kojima je dopremano vino, imamo amfore sa Crnog mora.
Smaller surprises pop every so often too, each piece delicately preserved to tell us more about how important the area was for the Romans. Excavations are ongoing and hold the promise of revealing the full story behind the triumphal arch and the village's ancient past. Until then, archaeologists will revel in this small triumph of their own. Adam Aminu, Across the Balkans.
Thanks for watching this episode of Across the Balkans. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.